Hey, Heather from Pixel Gamer Girls, and today, for the holiday season, we are going to be attempting to make red velvet cheesecake cookie cups with white chocolate. And I might stick some peppermint on it. Well, let's get going. First off, we're going to be making our bottom part of our cheesecake cookies, where you need 1.5 cups of graham crackers crushed, so I grabbed 2 packs to be safe. We're going to need 7 sections or tablespoons of butter, which are usually in little sections on the butter, melted, mind you. And we are going to need roughly about 3 tablespoons of sugar, or 1 tablespoon of brown sugar and 2 white if you have brown sugar, which I don't right now. First of all, I'm going to be digging out one of my newer toys this year, my immersion blender, but it came with a nice little food processor tool for the bottom when I don't want to get the big one dirty. So I'm going to be using that for graham crackers today to see how it goes. Right now I'm going to be putting a whole sleeve into my food processor, which might be stupid and might be smart, but I'm going to see how much that gives us of our 1.5 cups that we need. I'm going to be putting my stick of butter I had left over, because I used a tablespoon of it last night, into the microwave to meet its impending doom. And here we pretty much have about 1.5 cups of the graham crackers. Took me about 1.5 sleeves to get this, and I think it's a tiny bit over, so I might not use all of it, but I don't think that tiny bit will super hurt. In the meantime, I'm going to be adding my sugar, which I've already measured out, into my graham cracker, and mixing it up before I add the butter. And I've added the melted butter, and we'll be mixing it thoroughly to make a rather wet, crumbly graham cracker crust bottom. The end result is this kind of wet, but still moldable graham cracker. And we're going to press those in the bottom of each of our cookie cups, and that will act as the crust for us instead of getting pre-made crust or getting the cookies that it usually calls for. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. So let's get going. Next, we're going to be putting together the cream cheese part of our cookie. And we have 2 packages of room temperature cream cheese. We're going to be putting the whole can of condensed sweetened milk in. They're hiding, but we're going to be putting 2 large eggs in. And then our 2 tablespoons, I think it is, of vanilla, but don't quote me, because the recipe's on the phone, and I'm using the phone. Looks pretty gooey, but I put our eggs, our vanilla extract, our condensed sweetened milk, and our cream cheese into this bowl already. Now I'm going to whip it up with my ancient dinosaur blender, because Santa Claus hasn't brought me my other blender I want. And I'm not sure he will this year, and that's okay. I'm just going to be good next year. Now, the secret experiment to today's cake is that I am going to be adding red velvet cake mix into it to see if it gives you the color and flavor that you need to have red velvet. And I started off with 1 cup to see how it affects the batter. So I guess let's see how this looks mixed up. And with 1 cup of red velvet cheesecake added to the batter, I think it's red enough for my taste. Also, I'm scared it's going to get too thick if I add the rest of it. Now, from what I can tell already, the video's making it look sort of pink, but it's actually a darker red. Last but not least, I'm going to pulverize this candy cane and take out all my otherworldly frustrations upon its pepperminty goodness. First of all, I'm going to be lining each one of my cupcake openings with a cupcake wrapper, because I don't know how to call them that right now. And we are going to be taking probably about a heaping teaspoon. Come here. Can't escape. And going to put it in each one right now. Now I'll be pressing those down. Now I've pressed the graham cracker crust in the bottom of each cookie cup. And there's plenty more to probably make one more batch, because that was twice as full when I started. So now I'm going to be adding in a little experiment of white chocolate chips into the bottom of each of these. I'm not going to try to do much, because I know it'll just melt in the oven when stuff cooks. So I'm just putting a tiny sprinkling in each one. And we got a little more. Oops. Okay, never mind. I'm just going to put whatever I feel like in the bottom of the cookies. Now comes the messy part of taking the ladle and putting one scoop of this, not a whole scoop of the ladle, but part of a scoop into each cookie cup. This is probably going to be the messiest, most fun part of this. We're going to be setting our oven to 325. Oops, almost missed it. Come back here. There you go. Ta-da! Now I'm going to be melting white chocolate chips for a drizzle for the top of our cookies, and normally I would double boiler it, which is where you take a pot, get it boiling underneath, you put a bowl or a stainless steel bowl preferably over it, and you whisk the chocolate as it melts from the heat of the boiling water underneath. But if you're saving time like I am because my grandparents need to eat soon, you are going to be able to set your microwave to power level 5, aka 50%, and then cook the chocolate in 30-second intervals, stirring in between until it reaches the melted desired place that you want it to be. And after 3 douses of 30-second cooking time for me on my white chocolate, this is the melt that I am left with. Alright, so our cookies are out of the oven, and I've taken the liberty of already drizzling our chocolate over that in a very messy manner, but you know what? Something isn't messy, it isn't fun. So, in a moment, I'll show you what the finished product pretty much looks like as I put it on a rack to let it cool. And here we have the finished product of our red velvet cheesecake cupcake cookies with the white chocolate on them and peppermint sprinkle. Now, in a little bit, when they cool off, we can actually taste one and see how it goes. Hey, it's Heather, and this is our lovely Christmas tree that we have this year. Let's back up and look at that. Anyway, you're not here to see my tree. You're here to see me eat the cookie. Without further ado, let's eat the cookie. Sorry, I'm just chewing. I really doubt you want to look at that. So. It's really good. I think the peppermint gave it a little too much. It would have been just fine if I had stopped with the white chocolate on top. But it is really good, and you can taste red velvet. Well, I mean, duh, I put the cake mix in, but... Alright. Please go check out the Nerds and Geeks and Gamers Can Cook list, which I always get the name of wrong, but they still love me anyway. And if you go there, you can see the fantabulous Vault Girl, the amazing Mikey, and so many other cooks and gamers like myself make wonderful things that you will want to make at home instantly. So go check them out, and we'll put the link in the description. And I will see you in the next cooking video. Laters. Cookie time!